Let me record the session. Today's topic. Let me open the Talend. So in the last session, we have created a project, correct? American Express something is like this. Okay, select that and click on finish button. Don't select all this. Just create a project, right? Give some name and click on finish button. Once you click on finish button, it takes some time. Make sure your computer is already connected all the time, connected to the internet. Make sure your computer is already connected to the internet all the time. When you're working on Talend, make sure your computer is connected to the internet. At least 2G internet also fine, because you need to search in Google something, right? All the time having internet is good option. Let it open. So Talend is open now. You need to click on the start now button. Once you click on the start now button, it's not joined with the audio. Don't have audio button, right? Okay. So I open Talend for the first time. This is what my screen, correct? I can see the screen. So we are going to learn each and every part from basics. Okay, we won't go hurry. We'll go very basic. So here you can see a place called repository. The left hand side, right corner, you will be seeing a place called repository. Repository is nothing but whatever you create in Talend, whatever you work in Talend will be stored here. Okay, whatever you create, right, will be stored here. So there is a place called metadata. There is a small arrow here, you can see. Correct? There is a small arrow here in the metadata. What do you mean by metadata? There is a word called metadata, right? Do you know what is metadata? Anyone want to talk about metadata? Is it Chapan? Right? Don't know also answer only. Don't know. Okay.
Data about the data set.
Data about the data. What do you mean by that? Data about the data.
Means it stores the properties of the other data.
It stores the properties of other data. Example. Suppose if I say integer, data type called integer. Integer will have some limitations, like it can store only integer value. You cannot store 22.22, 22.38, 300.26. Decimal values you cannot store in that particular column. It will not accept. You cannot store A, B, C because it's integer, right? Integer will store only number with the length of 10. Understood, right? The same way, if I say string with a length of 50, it can store anything. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, Z, X, Y, Z, semicolon, comma, hash. Let's take example of address column. Address of any employee or any customer. The address will be having a slash, door number, comma, street name, pin code, hyphen, all this specific address also will be having, right? So if you want to store that into a column, we call it as a string. If you declare some particular column as a string, right, it can able to store anything in that particular column. What are you seeing in keyboard, right? Everything you can store in that column. The only limitation of string is length of 50. It can't take more than 50. If you say 50, right, it won't take more than 50. If you say 100, it will not take more than 100. Understood, right? The same way, if I declare some particular column as a date, you cannot store 30th February 2029. We have 30 days in February. We'll have 28 days in February. On a leap year, you will be having 29 days. That year will be having 366 days in a year. Normally, we'll have 365 days. This year is not leap year. Last year is leap year. 2020 is leap year. That year, you will be having 366 days. 29 days in a February. 30 days in February, you will not be having ever, never, correct? So that particular data type will know what is for proper date and what is improper date. You cannot store 32nd January also. You will not be having 32 days in January, right? So that intelligence, that particular data type will have well defined something. Suppose if I declare some particular column as an integer, if I declare some particular column as integer, it knows that it cannot, I mean, we can Definitely tell that it will not have decimal values, it will not have characters and all. It always stores only integer value. The well-defined something, right? We call it as a metadata. Metadata. Okay. Yeah. It stores the master information about the data. Exactly. Correct. Okay. There is a place called metadata here. The first step after installing our Talend software, your first step is click on this small arrow. Right. There is a small arrow here, right? Click on this. You can see list here. First one is DB connections. The first one option is DB connection. Right click and say select the DB connection. Right click and select create connection. Okay. Select the DB connection. Right click and say create connection. So I'm just giving some name. I'll say Oracle underscore dev. Any name you can give. Any name you can give. So just I have given a Oracle underscore dev. Click on next button. Here you have a DB type, right? In this list, you need to select which database you want to connect. See, all these are available database in the market, not only Oracle. AS400, Access, Amazon Aura, Exol, Fireboard, Greenplum, Hive, Big Data Database. IBM DB2. DB2 is a product of IBM, right? You can see Impala, Ingress. Lot of databases are available in the market. Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, MS SQL different, MySQL is different. MySQL is open source database. Netezza is a product of IBM again. You can have Oracle with service name, Postgres SQL, Postgres plus Redshift. Redshift is a product of Amazon. We know the Amazon website, right? Amazon Prime, Amazon shopping website, right? The same. They have that. They are into software. They have a product called Redshift. Again, database one. SAP HANA. Right? We have a vertical database, Teradata, etc., etc. I have installed Oracle in my machine. Am I right? So let me choose Oracle with service name. We already installed Oracle in our machine, right? Let me choose Oracle with service name. Here you need to fill this form. Login is what? System. Remember, today's garbage Machpera. Password. Manager, whatever you have given at the time of installation. Manager or not manager. Server. Local host. Port number 1521. And service name or SID is XE. Once you fill this form, click on check button. You should get connection. Successful. Say OK. Say finish. I just created a connection from Talend to Oracle, which I installed. Let me do it again. Earlier, this arrow was not there. Now I can see arrow. Metadata is there. I just clicked on metadata and I set up DB connection, right click and set create connection. Correct? This arrow was not there. Now the arrow came because I see there is a connection which I created inside this. Correct? Again, let me repeat. DB connection, right click, create connection, use some name. I'll say Oracle underscore local host. Example, different name, not dev. Click on next button.
Oracle service name.
Suppose I want to connect with Oracle because I have installed Oracle in my machine. So I'll choose Oracle here. Suppose you want to connect to Oracle. Yeah. Select Oracle service name or SID. Anything is fine. Okay. Service name select. Please select. Oh, sorry. I said Oracle with service name. You need to fill this form. System. Manager one or something.
Local host.
Any password you can give. Okay. Service name XE. Click on check button. Connection successful. Click on OK. Click on finish. Now you can see this connection also. There are two connections I created. Only one is enough. Only one is enough. I just created two times. It's a one-time activity again. When you start a project, right? You will be creating this. Here we have installed Oracle in our local system. Local machine means your local laptop or local computer. But in your real time, when you are working in a company, you'll not be having Oracle installed in your local system. They won't install Oracle in your local system. What they do is they will install Oracle in some server. It may be in US or UK, Canada, Singapore, somewhere they'll install. Suppose I join a project. I know Oracle is in my project. So what I do is,
Yes.
Subbu, I know. Place సరిపోయిందా లేదా అని. కాదు ఇక్కడ ఇన్కి ప్లేస్ కొంచెం టైం ఏమైనా సెట్ చేస్తాం మొత్తం కింద పెట్టేసి టీవీ మార్చేద్దాం కిందకి వెళ్ళిపోతాం ఓకే సో ఇన్ రియల్ టైమ్ వెన్ యూఆర్ వర్క్ ఇన్ కంపెనీ రైట్ ఇట్ నాట్ బీన్ లోకల్ మిషన్ మీరు ఓపెన్ చేయండి ఆడియో కావాలంటే మొబైల్ కంటామని ఆడియో ఇయర్ ఫోన్స్ పెట్టు ఓకే కదా సో ఇన్ రియల్ టైమ్ will not be having Oracle in local machine. It will be installed in some server. So suppose I join a project. First step what I do is I'll ask my manager, sir, I want access to Oracle because in my project I have Oracle access. So he'll say, raise a request to admin team. So you'll be having admin team for database. I'll send it a mail. I'm asking, so I was joined in this project. I need Oracle access. This is my company mail ID. Mahesh Talend at capgemini.com example. I'll send out a mail and I'll CC my manager. To admin team, I'll send out a mail saying, I want access to this particular database. I'm an employee of so-and-so project. So-and-so project, we will be having a project ID also. This is a project ID. So can you give access? The manager will approve on top of it. He'll send out a mail to the admin team, right? Immediately manager will send out a mail on saying, approved. Please provide the user access to the Mahesh, he'll tell. After a day, you'll get a mail from admin team. They'll give username, password, host name, port number, and everything. So you need to connect like this. I'll say Oracle _ American Express. Amex example. American Express example. Okay. Click on next button. Here you need to select Oracle, right? So select Oracle. Here you'll not be providing system, password, and all. They'll give you a username, password. You need to copy paste from the mail. Server in real time, when you're working in a company, server will not be local host. Remember, it will be like some IP address. Like this. You know IP address, right? IP address is nothing but for each and every computer, will be having one IP address. So that IP address will tell you. Else it will be like either host name will be your IP address or .com. Mail ID kind of. Okay, they'll give you all this in a mail. Just copy paste it here and click on check button. You should get connection successful. Suppose in my project I have MS SQL also, Microsoft SQL Server. Then what do you do? Suppose you want to connect it to Microsoft SQL Server. What do you do? Again, same. DB connection, right click and say create connection. I'll say MS SQL _ dev example. Not 3S, 1S. 2S is fine. Click on next button. Here, you need to select Microsoft SQL Server. Microsoft SQL Server. Microsoft is a product of Microsoft only. Windows on Microsoft, right? Huh. The world's most used operating system is Microsoft. Windows. Did you see any computer without Windows? 90. If we take 100 computers, 90 computers will have Windows. Some 10 computers will have Mac or something, right? Okay. Microsoft SQL Server. Here also you need to fill the same login, password, server, port, and others. Suppose you want to come to DB2. DB2 is a product of IBM. Again, database only. Swift car, Maruti car, Toyota car, all are cars only, right? But different brands, correct? Different companies. All purpose is what? Purpose of car is what? Travel, transportation from one place to another place with air condition, some extra features, correct? Huh. So if you know Oracle, you can work on any database. Either database also all, either Oracle or MS SQL, right? You can work on any database. Suppose I want to go to IBM DB2. See, do you see any difference here? Login, password, server, port, mostly same. One or two extra options will be there. So you can connect to any database using Talend. You can connect to any of these databases available in the market. These are the databases available in the market. Vertical database, Teradata. Teradata is a big company again. Understood, right? You can connect to your database. So for time being, I have Oracle installed my machine. So I connect to the Oracle. If it is in local host, you'll give local host. If it is in some other server, you'll be giving IP address. Okay, done. So first step is done. In the first project, when I start the project, first step is done. I requested a connection to the admin team. They have given a Oracle access to me. So I filled this form. I clicked on check button. It is working. I said, okay, done. Next step, the most used input component, input data. So basically, you'll be see as a ETL developer, what do you do? I'll tell you. I remind you all the time. What is you? Okay. All the time, what you do is this is your OLTP system, right? Online transactional processing systems. Those who done with the demo, they can easily understand it. In the first class, the demo class, I explained it, correct? OLTP system, online transactional processing systems. There also you'll be having Oracle, MS SQL, some file system. Some file system that the customer can maintain the data in Excel, CSV, XML, JSON. There are some file systems also there. We'll learn it, not an issue. So as a developer, you'll be connecting to this. Pull the data, pull the data, pull the data, do some transformations and finally load into data warehouse. So all the time, what you do is in real time, you'll be having input and you'll be having output. In between, you'll be having transformations. We call it as extract, transform, and load. Okay, I'll connect your dots. Now it is dots. I'll connect a dot so that you'll get a picture. Okay. So first step, I connected to the DB connection. Okay. Second step is the customer has given some files. I have shared a folder called softwares. In that, you'll be seeing a folder called practice files. Did you see that? There you have a lot of file system. Okay. One of the files in this list is employee file. This one. Right click on it and open it with Notepad++. Always use Notepad++. I'm repeating again. You always need to use Notepad++. Don't forget. Don't use Notepad, WordPad. No. In real time, you never use WordPad, Notepad and all. You always use Notepad++. Try to practice on Notepad++ also. Okay. This is what the customer has given a file. Suppose I was working for a Mechanics Plus client. The customer has given this particular file to me. Okay. We call this particular file as delimited file. delimited file or CSV file. You'll be learning daily 2 names or 3 names, new names. You should remember it. So if you're not talking, please go on mute. Lakshmi, thank you. So you'll be having a mute button. Make it as a practice. You're not supposed to keep your mics open when you're joining online. Nowadays, everything is online because of this China. The other US president earlier, Trump, he never says coronavirus or COVID virus. He always says Chinese virus. China virus is born in China, but he always says China virus. All అడిగారు విలేకరులు కూడా ఎలా అంటారు మీరు ఆ మాట వాళ్ళు హర్ట్ అవుతారు కదా ఇది తప్పే ఉంది చైనాలో పుట్టింది కదా అంటాడు. So because of this virus, everything is work from home. So you always connect remotely. You'll be giving your meetings and all in either Zoom meeting or other meetings. So always try to mute yourself. When you're not talking, mute yourself. When your turn comes, unmute yourself, talk, mute yourself. That's what happens when you're in a home. We'll speak our local language and all. Correct? అందరికి తెలిసిపోతుంది మనం ఏంటన్నది అఫీషియల్ గా మనం మాట్లాడం కదా ఇంట్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు. Okay. Okay. So this is a file given by customer. Okay, we call this file as delimited file or CSV file. CSV means comma separated values file. C stands for comma, S stands for separated, V for values file. Comma separated values file. This is called a delimited file or CSV file. Okay. If you see the first line, right? We call this first line as header. Employee number, Okay, before going to header and all, in this file, employee number, employee name, salary, HRE. HRE means house rental allowances. In your payslip, right, you will be having a basic salary and HRE also, correct? Okay, so HRE, house rental allowances, department number, department name, and location. We call all these 7 as columns. This is column, this is column, this is column. And the complete information about a particular employee we call it as a record or row. This is very basic. The people who came from SQL, right, they know it, but still I'm repeating it for non-IT people. In this particular file, I have 7 columns, total 7 columns, right? Employee number, employee name, salary, HRE, department number, department name, and location. This one, right, we call it as a record or row. Some people call it as a record, some people call it as a row. Both are same only. Based on the situation, we'll call this as a row record. And employee number, employee name, salary, HRA, department number, department name, we got as a column or field or attribute. Column anna, field anna, attribute anna, what do you meaning? Right? Some people got as attribute. Don't get confused. Attribute, column, field, all are same. So in this particular file, I have 7 columns, 7 attributes, 7 fields. This is called a record or row. How many rows I have or how many records I have? You need to go to the bottom of the file. 16,000 and change records. Okay, 16,900 change records or rows I can say. Clear, right? Clear. The same in table also. You'll be having records. We'll be having columns. Okay. This is called column and this is called row. Okay. So in this particular file, if you observe, right, in this particular file, each and every column was separated with what? First line we got as a header. Do you have any employee information in the first line? Like Mahesh, Suresh, salary, so and so. It is just a column names. So the first line we called as a header. The first line we called as a header. From the second line, the actual data got sorted. In this particular file, I have a header. The header is contains only column names. Second line, the data is sorted. Actual records are sorted. You can see 110, employee name is so and so. Have you told 110 is the employee number, Mahesh is the employee name, 12,000 is the salary, 100 is an HRA? Have you told it? Suppose there is no comma here. Example, there is no comma here. Tell me what is the salary. I'll say only this is salary. Or else I'll say these are complete is salary. You agree, right? So when I say delimited file, each and every column will be separated with some delimiter. Either here it is comma. Each and every column is separated with comma. Each and every column or each and every field or each and every attribute is separated with comma. You can see 110, comma, immediately Mahesh, again comma, salary, again comma, right? Have we told it's the first record and this is second record? I see a line number, sir. 2, 3. Yes, correct only. But what happened is, after entering the entire record, hit the enter button. Yes or no? He showed the second line. Again, after second line, what he did? Again, entered the enter button. Next line. The complete record is on next line all the time, correct? New line, next line, and enter button. Yes or no? So each and every column is separated with comma. Each and every record is separated with enter button. New line, next line. Anything you can tell. Understood or not? Sure, Anne? So when I say delimited file, each and every column will have one separator. Each and every row will have another separator. In this file, comma is field separator or column separator or attribute separator, whereas new line or enter button or next line is row separator. Separator. You should remember it. CSV, comma, separator. Okay? Or delimiter. Anything you can say, either delimiter or separator. Understood, right? If you're okay, then I'll go to the next file. See this. What's the delimiter in this file? Each and every column was separated with
semicolon.
Somebody's camera is on, you can turn off. Each and every column was separated with semicolon. Row, enter button, new line. Do we have header?
Yes.
Yes.
We have header, right?
Yes.
What about this file?
Head.
This
No
is
head.
also delimited file only. Pipe. We got as a pipe. We won't use it. That's the reason we don't know the name of that. It's a pipe symbol. Straight line on the other than pipe and top. We don't have a header. We don't have a header. And each and every column was separated with pipe. Each and every record separated with new line. Next line. Enter button. Whatever may be. Correct? Yes. So you'll be getting a file from the customer with header, without header, with header, without header, comma, semicolon, tab, space, pipe, doesn't matter. But throughout the file, the entire file, suppose if I take employee file, the complete file will have a same delimiter. Some records with comma, some records with semicolon, some records with pipe and all will not be there. The entire file will have same delimiter. These are all rules. If you want to pass instruction to the computer means you should pass in some way that then only it can able to understand. If the computer also behaves like us, we call it as artificial intelligence. Robots emotion kada. Computer thinks like us. Computer will have emotions. Gone. Correct. So you need to give a proper instruction to the computer, then computer will work faster than us. Manakana faster work chestadu gaani. If you need to give some proper instructions, then you'll give a proper outputs. Computer will not have its own brain. We only need to give instructions and it will give output. Correct. The computer also thinks what happens. That's what most of the movies came, right? Computer will think by its own. It may become, if it is emotional, then okay, not required now. So each and every column is separated with, in this particular file, each and every column is separated with comma, each and every column is separated with slash and nothing but new line. In this particular file, there is no header. Each and every column is separated with pipe, and there is no header. Row is separated with slash and nothing but new line. And in this particular file, each and every record is semicolon, column is separated with semicolon, row is separated with slash, new line. Okay. Suppose you got, see the extension of this file, .txt, correct? And this one, .csv, and this one, .txt. The extension may be anything, .csv, .txt, something else. But make sure, suppose in this particular folder, I have multiple files, right? Let me open this file. Microsoft Office Excel, comma separated values file. This file can open in Notepad++, as you can see. Right click, open with Notepad++. Here, comma delimiter, correct? Comma only. First record is no data, null. That says immediately comma. Okay. .csv file. So this file, forget about it. Just come to. This is Microsoft Excel worksheet. Excel is different. CSV is different. It is looking like Excel file, correct? What is the symbol icon? Excel icon only, right? Looking like Excel, but it's not Excel file. See this file. Right click. Open with Notepad++. Let's see what happens. You see Chinese character and all. Correct. So Excel file cannot open in Notepad++. Only text files. .txt, .csv, any other files, right? Can open in Notepad++. It is Excel, Microsoft Excel worksheet. This needs Excel software. And you double click on it, it opens in Excel like this. This is Excel file. Excel is different. CSV is different. Here, some files are coming with Excel symbol. Nothing but CSV file can open in Excel. But Excel file cannot open in Notepad++. Notepad++ open a compulsory text file. Understood, right? Okay. Okay. Suppose I got this file from the customer, employee file, which we discussed now. The same file. This is the file you got from the customer. What do you need to do first? I'm new to the project. I got two files from the kind. One is this file. The other one is this file. This file doesn't have header, 5 delimiter. Two files customer has given to me. Then what I need to do? We'll see. Once I have DB connection, Oracle connection, I create a connection here, correct? I join a project. They said Oracle is there. I created a connection. First step. Second step, customer told the two files are there, Mahesh. One is employee file, other one is pipe file. File with pipe. Then what do you need to do? There's a place called file delimited. DE limited. Delimited. We call it as a delimited. Right click and say, here what you did? The same way, select this, right click and say create file delimited. See, you are working on a tool. You are not going to write any code here. Only 10% of coding you will write. That is very minimal. Most of the time you will be working on tool. You should know how to explore the tool. Like a right click cheyali, in type cheyali, good call. If you are unable to remember what you do 10 times, you'll remember it. That's it. The only option is some people have more memory power. I told you, right? Some people don't have more memory. Then what you do 10 times. You'll remember it. That's it. Practice. That's the reason I told you 4 hours per day. If you do the same work daily, remember it, right? Right? Okay. Select, right click and say create file delimited. Give some name. Mostly same file name. I'm going to file name. Click on purpose and description is not mandatory, but name is mandatory. You can see. It will not allow. The next button is not getting highlighted. Grayed out. Grayed out under read only mode. You'll not be having an option to click on this. So name is mandatory. Give the same name as file name. Click on next button. Here you need to browse for the file. There's a browse button, right? Browse for the file. I have given a folder called practice files. Go to the folder. Okay, there only employee file is there. But it will display only CSV files, you can see. Folders and CSV files. But my file is what? This file. Dot txt file, correct? Text file. So what you need to do is, here there's a filter. Okay, change it to star. It will display all the files. Either star.txt or star. Now we can see all the files. Correct? Which file we need to select? The employee file. Select this file. Then you can see a preview of the data. The file data, right? You can see a preview here. Preview means trailer land. Right? It gives some 100 records or 20 records or 30 records in here. Click on next button. This particular form is important. I'll repeat the same step again. Don't worry. If you miss something also, you can recollect in the next time. So this is the form I need to fill. What is your field separator? You need to choose comma here. If your input file is comma, then you need to choose comma. What is your row separator? Row separator, new line. New line nothing but /n. By default it is /n, you can see. /n nothing but new line. Next line, enter button. Okay. And do you have header?
Yes.
Then you need to select an option called set heading row as column names option. If you have a header, see normal English only. Don't think that it is complex English or something you doesn't understand. There is a, I'm going back to some other topic. There is a generation of computers. Do you know hardware generation? Computer hardware. First computers on vacuum tubes and all we have, right? Next transistors. So one single operation, one computer is on such a big room. Next what they did? They reduced the size and they put transistors, transformers, diodes, NPN, PNP. Electronic background people can able to understand it. PNP diode, NPN diode, transistors, capacitors, transistors, and what do you call resistors. They found all these electronic items and they created a board and nothing but they called as a computer. We have AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, add gate, subtract gate, multiplication gate. Remember? Okay, we call it as a ALU, arithmetic logical unit, etc., etc. Okay. So the computer generation on the hardware side, what they did is they reduce the size of the computer. Now laptop, how much? What is the size of laptop? Not even 2 kgs, right? You can do a lot of things with the laptop, correct? They reduce the size and they increase the performance, speed, memory capacity, and everything. Nowadays, your mobile also one of the computer only. It has a processor, it will have RAM, it will have a hard disk. right? The operating system it has is Android or iOS, correct? Okay. In the same way, there is a revolution or there is a generation in a language also. First generation language is what? Zeros and ones, binary. Punch records they used or they used something else. గుర్తుండే recollect చేసుకోండి. These are all from college days only. First generation computers, they said zeros and ones you need to pass to the computer. The computer also gives output as zeros and ones. We need to decode them to our understandable language. First generation language is binary. Only mathematical people can able to understand it. Next, what they did? Assemble language. That is not again not like normal English. Again compile language. Now we are in sixth generation or fifth generation. I'm not sure. Maybe sixth generation. I think so. Sixth or seventh generation. The language that we are using now is normal common English. Example, I'll tell you. Create table. Is that something else that you're going to be able to understand? Create అంటే తెలుగులో create అంటే సృష్టించడం table ని సృష్టిస్తాం. Example, if you want to convert it to your local language also, you can able to understand it, correct or not? Here the same way. Set heading row as column names. Heading in the file, the first record, right? I was making that column name heading as a column names. So nowadays everything is understandable English. Even if you know, if you learn Java also or SQL also, you'll be having normal English only. Understood, right? Now they're advanced. You can talk with computer also. We have a what do you call the device? Siri is there. Google Assistant is there. There you can talk with that, correct? Even if it doesn't know how to type English, you can speak with the computer. Alexa. Huh? Alexa. Huh. So you can ask Alexa to play music. You can ask Alexa to turn on your TV or something like that, correct? So normal English they came. The voice also they converted to language and they're converting to binary and they get executing in the system and getting output as a binary. Binary and I compiled to high level language and converted to voice. Alexa will interact with you, correct? Hi Alexa, good morning. She say good morning. She or he. And if you ask what's the temperature, she'll tell the temperature of today and tomorrow also. Broadcaster. Okay, fine. Now what I'm saying is, don't think that you are learning something else. You are learning normal English only. All the options are in normal English only. Don't get scared. Okay. Some names we don't know. Encoding, field separator. These are all English words, but computer related. If you search for encoding also, you'll get to understand. Okay. Okay. Go back. We'll start from the beginning again. File delimited. Right click. Create file delimited. Give some name. The file name will give. Next button. Browse for the file. You go to the practice files folder. You'll see all the files, but it will display only CSV files. Change from start.csv to start.txt. Start.star. You see all the files. Select your input file, which is employee.txt. You can see a preview here. Double click on it. Just double click on it or else select open. You will be seeing a preview here. You can see what is the delimiter and everything. Click on next button. This form you need to fill. What is your field separator? Comma. What is your row separator? Slash n. If you have header, yes,
Hello.
tell me. Yes, tell me.
In escape character settings, we have two options. One is CSV and one is delimited. So
This one, right? I'll explain you later. Not
you
now.
said
No, not now.
when we have to use that one.
That's what I'll tell you later. Not now. I'll tell you next coming test. Not now. There is an here you need to select only three options. This one, and this one. We have few more options, right? CSV, split, header, footer, skip empty row. This is what I'm not going to cover today. Even in 2 to 3 classes, we'll cover this with a real-time example. Then you can easily understand. Now we'll get confused. We are in the first class, right? LKG. Yes, we are new. We need to learn ABC today, not sentence. Okay, we learn only ABC. Field separator, comma, row separator slash n. Set heading row as column names. Click on refresh preview. So we have you can see header here, and this is data. Okay, this is data, and there is a header. You don't see comma here. Did you see comma here? It is coming in a tabular format, correct? Excel format or something. Click on next button. Don't choose these options. I'll explain you later, not now. then you can understand better. Else you get confused. With real-time example, I'll explain. With one of the use case I'll take. ఇది నాకు కావాల్సిందని చెప్తాను అప్పుడు మీకు చెప్తాను అప్పుడు ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది ఇప్పుడైతే వద్దు ఓకేనా ఓన్లీ 3 ఆప్షన్స్ ఫీల్డ్ సెపరేటర్ రో సెపరేటర్ అండ్ సెట్ హెడింగ్ కాలమ్ నేమ్స్ click on next button here the Talend will guess the metadata means column name data type length okay Talend was guessing employee number as integer with length of 3 guessing means what guess చేయమని అనుకోని ఏమవుతుంది it may be right it may be wrong right Talend was guessing the employee number as integer with length as 3 so what Talend did is it opened this file it took some sample records some 20 records or 30 records it took and you check the employee number column what you see here number only right so Talend was guessing the first column as integer with length of 3 maximum length it took 3 only the same way employee name string with length of 7 go here and see my 6 characters all these are 6 characters whereas Bharat 7 this is 4 again so simply it guessed by taking some 20 records or 30 records and the sample and it guessed the employee name length as 7 and string correct so Talend was guessing string as employee name as string and length of 7 the same way it guessed all these columns but along with this file the customer we always work for customer we call as a client we call him as a client suppose I'm a Capgemini employee example I'm a Capgemini employee I was paid by Capgemini who will pay salary Capgemini will pay me right but I'll be working for client nothing but American Express client MasterCard Visa card insurance company MetLife GE Power GE lot of products are there GE General Electronics those are my clients I will not directly work with the client through Capgemini I'll work with the client or if I'm an employee of TCS example I'll not work for TCS I work for TCS projects TCS got a project from some client example any example you can take like Citibank Bank of America the Citibank doesn't have a software employees what they do is they'll give a project to the TCS they'll say I want this so from a TCS we all employees will work for that particular project understood right so the client will tell you this file the client will give the same way client will give each and every column data type is what length is what so we call that document as mapping specification document or spec document simply there is a spec document specification right they'll say spec SPEC they'll take only 4 characters and there's a spec document either spec document or mapping specification document both are same in that mapping specification document you'll be having column names data types and length for each and every column suppose in the mapping spec document it was 10 length I'll give 10 here the employee name length is 50 I'll give 50 here you can edit this Talend gets this metadata based on the file that you have provided but mapping spec they told in future you'll be getting length of 10 here in future they'll get a length of 10 here again 10 here maximum length for integer is 10 string you can give how much you wanted suppose he said 100 here and he said location is something like 50 here you need to modify this length you need to increase the length not only length you can change the data type also they said location is not string suppose they said integer you need to put integer all this you cannot take a decision you need to take the decision by the mapping specification document spec document mapping specification document remember it field separator row separator mapping spec document comma separator value file delimited file these are the names that we discussed today correct the mapping spec document you will be having a column name data type and length you just change everything and click on finish button done customer has given a file I did something here let me repeat the step again right click create file delimited give some name click on next button browse for the file change from star.csv to star.star select the file from the list click on next button comma separated heading as a column names Click on refresh preview. You'll get data in tabular format. Click on next button. You'll be coming to this particular place. You need to change the length and all as per the mapping spec document. Always increase the length. Okay, say finish. Once you click on finish button, you will be seeing a small arrow here. You see a file here. Understood, right? Now we'll do metadata scanning of the file called this one, emp_out.csv. This file doesn't have header, correct? The delimiters pipe. Okay, we'll see how to do metadata scanning of this file. Same process. Go here, select file limited, right click, create file limited, give some name. I say pipe file to remember. Any name you can give. Any name you can give. Usually we give the same file name, or you can give a file name which you remember. Click on next button. Browse. Same folder itself it is there. That it's a CSV file, you can see. .csv file, right? So it doesn't require to change this. We can keep it as it is. This is the file. emp_out. Select this. Click on next button. What is your field separator? It is not there in list, right? The list it was semicolon, comma, tab, and space. Something is there, correct? When you don't have these separators, choose custom UTF. UTF-8. UTF-8. Select this. Then you got edit option, correct? Yes or no? So remove this comma or semicolon. You type pipe. If you're unable to find the pipe in your laptop, what do you do? We won't use it very regularly, right? The pipe symbol we won't use regularly, correct? We'll use comma, slash, and all we'll use, but we won't use. So if you're unable to find, what you do is come here and copy it from here. Copy it, put it here, not an issue. It also works. If you're unable to find that, right? Copy it from the file and put it here. And what is the row separator? /n only. Do you have header? No, don't choose this option. If you don't have header, then don't choose an option called set heading row as column names option. Just click on refresh preview. Then column names comes as column 0, column 1, column 2, etc. It comes. Click on next button. Do you understand it? If you don't have header, don't choose an option called set heading row as column names. Click on next button. You need to change all this as per the mapping spec document, correct? Length and all you can increase. Example 10, and this is something like 30. Make it as a best practice. Always increase the length. The maximum length for integer is 10 only. For remaining columns, you can increase the length. String I said 30, and this is something like some 30, and this is something like some 40, and this is something like some 60. Now, not only the length, you can rename the column names also. I say this is employee number, and this is EMP name, and this is something like salary, and this is something like HRA, DEPT number, DEPT name, location. What do you have? What else you have? This is looking like mobile number, right? And mail ID. I'll say this is something like mobile number. You'll be having column names in the file. Mapping spec document. Excel is already. Excel onto it. Right? Copy the column names from there to here also. That is also works. And this one is mail ID. And say finish. Now you can see a pipe file here. Employee file is there. And pipe file. What are you? There is a small arrow. Once you click on that, you can see it. See, it looks like this. First time when you open Talend, right, it looks like this. In the metadata, I created a DB connection. I did a file metadata scanning. We got as a file metadata scan. Metadata scan. We call these options as metadata scanning. That's it today. Okay. We learned how to create a DB connection in Talend, how to do the metadata scanning in Talend. That's it. This is the topic today. Anybody has any questions here? Now you understood what is delimiter file, correct? So now I have shared one video on Oracle basics or something I have put? Yes or no? The Oracle basics, just Oracle basics or something, right? Just go through that video, you'll understand some database concepts. And I'll provide a document today, Oracle notes, which is written notes. Classical notes our notes on written notes. I collected from Amirpet, scanned material. Now, even if you want to learn something like Oracle from the notes, right? You can go to Amirpet. There is a SAP sheet, right? You'll be seeing Xerox shops. They'll be giving a bundle of Oracle, MS, anything you can ask. They'll give a material. That material only I did a scanning and I have a PDF. That PDF I'll share. Daily, just half an hour or 1 hour, just start doing practicing on Oracle also. In this tool, you just need to do practice. You need to create the table here. You need to insert the records, update the records, delete the records, commit, roll back. Some basic operations are there. Just start doing practice on Oracle also. Nothing but SQL. Okay, I have given some overview on what is Oracle database. Just watch that video and after that start doing a practice by seeing the PDF which I'm sharing today. Okay. Daily కష్టపడాలి జాబ్ వచ్చేదాకా జాబ్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత 6 months కష్టపడాలి తర్వాత మీకు తెలిసిపోతుంది ఎలా కష్టపడాలో రిలాక్స్ అయిపోవచ్చు ఫర్ 1 year you need to spend your time on learning things. Every day is a new day for you. You need to learn every day. After 1 year you'll get relaxed. ఈ 1 year important. ఈ 1 year నిలబడాలి. There will be a lot of what do you call అంటారు దాన్ని అవమానాలు ఇంగ్లీష్ అంటారు. You'll be facing a lot of challenges. You'll be facing a lot of depressions. Yes, one నిలబడితేనే మీరు నిలబడగలరు. But once you step into software, like after 1 year, right, you'll be getting a lot of clarity. Then no one will stop you. Fight, take off. That's it. Then career take off అయిపోతుంది. So 1 year is like a crucial period. You're not supposed to get fed up. కష్టపడాలి అంతే. ఎవరికి 70,000-80,000 జీతాలు ఎవరన్నా? Only the software has high paid in India, in the world. Maybe the CEOs companies are, if you have good money, you can do business also. That's okay. That's fine. But business is different. We all came to work in some software company, right? Do it for at least 2 years. After take your dream and go off. నేను సాఫ్ట్వేర్ చేస్తాను నాకు ఇష్టం నాకు వస్తానని చెప్పొచ్చు కదా. సో 1 year ఉంటుంది కదా, అది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. 6 months కూడా పర్లేదు. అట్లీస్ట్ 6 months మీరు నిలబడ్డారంటే నిలబడిపోతారు. భయపడకండి, ఏముండదు. ఓకే, ఐల్ బి దేర్, ఐల్ గైడ్ యూ, నాట్ అన్ ఇష్యూ. నేను ఉంటాను, మీకు హెల్ప్ చేస్తాను. కానీ అలా ఏమి కాదని, ఎవరో ఒకరు అజైన్ చేస్తాను, హెల్ప్ చేస్తాను, అన్నీ చేస్తాను, అలా ఉదయము. బట్ మీరు చదువుకోవాలి. మీరు చదవకుండా నాకు హెల్ప్ అంటే అవదు. మీరు చదువుకుంటేనే హెల్ప్ ఉంటుంది. ఎవరన్నా మీకు హెల్ప్ చేసే వాళ్ళు డే అంతా కూర్చోరు. ఫోన్లో అట్లీస్ట్ మీకు ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్తే మీరు చేసేలా ఉండాలి. అదే కదా, యూ నో దిస్ కాన్సెప్ట్, ఐ డూ ఇట్, someone will guide you like that, then only you can go. Okay, there's a questions here. That's not semicolon, that's colon. 2 dots is colon, dot comma is semicolon, correct? When your SQL class will start? Very soon, very soon, very soon, I'll tell you. Okay, so small dot in place of it can be used as MySQL as a database of DB. Anything you can use, Pratisha. Either you can use MySQL or else you can use a Oracle. You're not supposed to share your password to anyone. పాస్వర్డ్ అంటే ఏంటండి? మీరు ఒకళ్ళే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి కదా. అందరి చేతి పాస్వర్డ్ అవుతుంది, సీక్రెట్ అనమాట. అది ఎవరు చెప్పకూడదు. చెప్పారంటే పోయినట్టు కదా. పాస్వర్డ్ యూఆర్ నాట్ సపోజ్ టు షేర్ ఇట్ ఎనీవన్. ఐల్ టెల్ యూ హౌ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ యువర్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇన్ ప్రొడక్షన్. ఐల్ టెల్ యూ, నాట్ నోరీ. ఓకే, దోస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ అడ్వాన్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్. నిదానంగా వెళ్దాం. నౌ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇస్ విజిబుల్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద పాస్వర్డ్? ఆర్ మేనేజర్. Fine, we are not going to store your confidential data in our tables, right? You are going to store some dummy data. That's fine. So password, I'll tell you how to protect your password and all. I'll tell you in later classes. Any other questions? Unable to download. Maybe you don't have a good internet. Everybody able to download, right? Yes. Rashekar, where you stay? If you're in Hyderabad, just come to Institute. I'll give a copy. If not, get a good internet connection. Everything not possible with the mobile internet. You need a good internet to download it. It will download. Okay. I'll stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. I'll arrange రేపు అరేంజ్ చేస్తా చైర్స్ అన్ని ఒక రోజుకి వెళ్ళండి.